Day 478, and I'm still here.
I've been waiting all my life for something. I've been down the darkest roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know.
Come on around. It's Sunday night, and I have a friend in town. And so I'm meeting her for dinner tonight at the Polynesian. I'm really excited. And tomorrow we're going to get going full on with our life transformation. Although I think it starts tonight here at the Polynesian, because what better place to start a life transformation, right? Okay, it's day one, and I'll be really honest, I have been hit by a lot of fear this morning that I wasn't expecting. I'm very intuitive and artistic when I cook, so, you know, things just kind of flow, and, I'm being attacked by a bee fly. It's fear about food, because my life over the last decade has kind of evolved in a place where I eat out all the time. You know, I live right across from Disney World, and all the restaurants and food places you could ever want are right across the street. So, you know, I get up and I work, and if I go out, I call up friends, and you know, we meet up and we go to dinner or lunch. You know, that's what I do, and that's usually like the only meal I eat all day is, you know, that. So my eating is crap. You know, I'll just be really honest about that. And even at the house, it's like I moved in with my best friend 5 years ago, but this was her apartment for 5 years before that. And so, aside from my room, the apartment, it just still feels very much like it's her apartment, and I try not to mess with that. And I know how I am in the kitchen. I'm very artistic and intuitive, and I just, you know, ingredients go flying and things, and I don't know, it just feels weird, and so I don't do it. And even when I'm home, I just order DoorDash. So these are the things that I have to change, and I think that's where all the fear is coming from, because I have a lot of anxiety. Change, first of all, is just hard, and disrupting the flow of motion is uncomfortable. And this is going to put me in positions that I'm uncomfortable in, and I know that, and it'll be fine, because, you know, we'll work through it, and it'll be fine, and I get that too. But I'm kind of a don't make waves kind of a person, which, you know, isn't the best way to go through life, but I like peace. I like not making waves. But anyway, this is just day one, and I got to figure out, I've got a food plan, and I've got to figure out how to move from where I am right now, which is I already want to just order DoorDash or go to Ohana tonight. I have Ohana reservations. I got to move from that to, okay, I'm going to nourish my body. What's the best thing to put in my body? And deal with the uncomfortableness. I mean, like right now, everybody's asleep. And if I go in the kitchen, I'm going to make noise. And what if I wake everybody up? You know, it's all of that stuff. So I didn't really plan on social anxiety that much, interrupting my new life transformation. But I guess that's part of the part of the whole thing is like seeing your patterns that have kept you where you're at. Because I mean, my weight doesn't fluctuate that much. It went up like I said, at the pandemic. But that's because I went from being out and walking all the time to being home sitting all the time. But once it hit, I mean, like I said, I went up about 50 pounds, but it stayed there. So this is kind of like, I know how to maintain that. And I'm seeing how my life is set up to maintain that. So I need to change my life to achieve something fitter, something thinner, something healthier, and then to maintain that. Whew, that's a lot. And it's a little scary. But I'm not turning away from this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and figure out, everybody's asleep. I don't want to go in the kitchen, but I'm hungry. All right, so I've hit my first obstacles, and let's go get through them. Day one is winding down. I have done okay with food. I did not order out. I am going over to my friend's tonight. My friend that's in town, we're going over to her hotel, and we're going to have dinner over there and hang out for a while. So I'm kind of starting to like change into my night brain. I just finished editing the first vlog for the channel. So win or lose, that's done. That's up there now. And I think when I was watching it, and I was watching myself have the realizations of what I wanted to do, I think the biggest thing that kept coming back to me was it's okay to baby step this in the beginning here. I don't have to be up and running at 100% on day one. On the whole, I think that it's going, I'm going to say it's going good, because I didn't fall back into old habits yet. And I think that that's something that I need to recognize for myself, because I feel like, because I'm not doing it 100%, oh well, I can't do this, so let's just go back to the way I've been doing it. That's the biggest trap for me, I think, right now. So that's the main thing. I just have to keep reminding myself that it's okay if I don't get the whole thing on the first day. We just take the wins and keep going forward.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart.
Day 2. I didn't wake up to any fear this morning. I had a great time last night with my friend. And I've had oatmeal already this morning and had some water. And I've started a t-shirt shop. So that's new. I'm trying to work, and all I can think about are cheeseburgers. Why is it you don't think you crave anything when you let yourself just have it? It's like right now, ordinarily this is what would be happening. I was like, oh, a cheeseburger sounds really good. Let's get DoorDash out. Let's order a cheeseburger so it doesn't feel like a craving. It's just what I'm eating. Now that I've decided not to have it, it's all I can think about. All right, we have just arrived at Animal Kingdom for tonight's Moonlight Magic party. How fun is that? I've never been to a Moonlight Magic party before, so this is a first for me. It's very hot. We've only been here for about a half hour. We stopped to get our first free snacks of the night, though. Not watching weight tonight. I'm just gonna enjoy the food, drink a lot of water though, stay hydrated because it's hot.
Potindal kunan jok borom nan. Potindal kunan jok borom nan. Elele la tunayo. Elele no la tunayo. Aduna dalila. Lep jangit la mom dalila. Ñu anda xexandor gañi oniva. Patit mumba.
Morning after Animal Kingdom. Ooh, what a night. It was hard because it was so hot. And what I'm noticing, because this is technically day 3 of my new life, I'm going to need to make some stronger plans. Because I feel like things are just going off the rails, especially with food. Like, I'm starting out really good, and then I'm just like, and I'm avoiding eating out, and I'm mostly avoiding junk. I didn't last night because we got free snacks at the party, but I'm mostly avoiding, junk or ordering out. But now I'm not eating. A lot of times I'm having that oatmeal and that's it, because I am not finding time to cook anything. I'm not finding time to eat anything better. So I've done this weird thing in my head where I've just like eliminated the bad stuff, but I haven't put any good stuff in. So I think the big lesson from last night, I need a better plan. So that's what today's going to be about. We's going to make a better plan. Day 4, I think it is now. I'm just barely awake. But I wanted to record kind of my first thoughts on what's going on. Here's what I figured out this week. I need to isolate myself. What I'm realizing is the way I have my life set up, it's not going to support what I want. And again, I go back to, I'm satisfied with my life. My life is fun. I have a good life. I sat on the Poly Beach last night, watched fireworks, and ate bread pudding. I mean, and drank, and had a zombie, drink. So, there's nothing to complain about my life, but I want to lose this weight. So, I'm going to have to isolate. I think I'm going to set myself a 3-week block where I don't go to the parks. fine. Don't hang out with friends. I stay at my house and I really get my food in order. You know, I just really get focused on it and get on a really good healthy eating plan, so that if I'm on a really good healthy eating plan most of the time, it doesn't matter if I go to Ohana for dinner once a week. You know, that kind of a thing. So I'm mostly going to finish out this week. My friend is here till Saturday. Sunday is Sister Sunday, which is a day my sister and I go and have a good meal. It's what we do. We go and we eat. So I think I'll ride this out and start on Monday and have a really solid plan for Monday. So this week will not be so much like, oh yay, it was really great and I lost all this weight. This week will be, okay, I learned a lot and I'm going to make changes so that I can lose weight next week. That's where we are.
Transfer to green and red line. Don't worry, you're to the TTA Blue Line. Non-stop service around.
Welcome to It's a Small World. For your safety, please remain off the road.
Alright, we've got a couple more rides to go on before we leave and go have dinner. I am dragging really bad. I'm just over 5,000 steps for the day, which isn't really all that many, and my feet don't really hurt, but the rest of me is just exhausted. I'm so tired. But I still think doing this like once a week or something is probably just good for my journey. But this is why I want to lose the weight, because today would have been so much fun if I hadn't been dragging so badly. And that's the kind of stuff I've got to remember when I don't want to come out in the heat, or I want to eat this or that. I've got to remember days like this, and that I want to have a better time. I've had a great time, but I want to have an amazing time, and I think that that's within my grasp. I just have to go for it, and so that's what I want to do.
Something about her, and you don't know why she died to try and wanna kiss the girl.
Alright, dinner last night turned out to be a mess. My friend had a food sensitivity that wasn't accounted for. Long story, big mess. Really unhappy with how Disney handled it. So I didn't really get any video of last night. The food was great. It was just sad. It was a sad end to what was otherwise a great day. I'm going to wrap this up the whole week. I mean, I had a fantastic time, wonderful time, but I didn't accomplish anything that I wanted to do, which is move into a healthier place. I did, however, double down on the fact that that's what I want to do. It's not a terrible place to be in. I see it. I see what I'm doing wrong here. So, and I'm still determined to fix it. It's still my choice I'm making. I'm changing the life that I have right now for the life that I want. The life I have right now is good. The life that I want is amazing. I'm going to play The Sims today. I have been running all week. I'm going to take a little bit of a quiet day. I'm going to play Sims. That's my retreat. And I think next week, one of the big things I'm going to change is I'm going to go to the pool here. I live in an apartment complex, so I'm going to go to the pool here more often, because that's getting out, but it's not getting away from the house. And I love to swim. So next week, that's what's going to happen. Better food, more pool, less out in the real world. Just to start off. Once I have like some skin in the game, once I'm losing weight, I'm feeling better, it will be easier to resist the old life, the normal temptations, because I'll be starting to scratch the new groove in the record. You know what I mean? That's the plan.